not just lead black people. He led all Americans. And he said to all Americans, look in the mirror. Look at who we are and what we are. Is this what we really want to be? We have to change. We have to get rid of Jim Crow. We have to get rid of discrimination. We have to get rid of segregation. We have to start marching forward. And under his leadership, until we lost him in 1968, that's what America did. So when I came into the Army, segregation had just ended a few years earlier. And the Army was the most integrated institution in America. And that second Civil War, the nonviolent one, had just begun. The Army was already integrated. And I'll never forget something they said to me when I got to Fort Benning, Georgia for my initial training. And remember this, all of my young friends, because it was not only relevant to me 50 years ago, it's relevant to you now. My commanders looked at me and said, Powell, we don't care if you're black or white, you're green now. We don't care if you came from a poor immigrant family in the South Bronx section of New York and that you were deprived. Save that for your therapist. We don't care. We don't care that you didn't go to West Point, you didn't go to Harvard, you didn't go to Princeton. You got a 2.0 C average out of the City College of New York. Any 2.0s here? I don't think so. The only thing we care about, Powell, can you perform? Will you perform? Will you work hard? If you perform, you'll get ahead. If you don't perform, you won't get ahead. No excuses. First thing I learned in the Army. No excuses. Just perform. Work hard. Believe in yourself. Believe in America. Believe that you can do anything you want to do, as long as you're willing to work hard and believe in yourself. Too often, as I go around now, people will say, gee, it's wonderful. You were National Security Advisor to President Reagan. You were Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and you're responsible for all those many, many soldiers, 3 million people. And you were Secretary of State. Gee, that's terrific. And they think I just dropped out of the sky and became Chairman and Secretary of State. I even have some people come up to me and say, gee, when you were a young kid growing up in the South Bronx section of New York, did you dream you could become Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Armed Forces of the United States? And I always answer them, yeah. There I was. I believe I was about 10 years old. I was standing on a street corner, 163rd and Kelly. And I said to myself, Self, I believe you're going to grow up and become Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. It's not the way it happened. The way it happened was hard work, no excuses, constantly studying, constantly learning, and constantly believing in myself, and constantly believing that I lived in a country that was changing.